When it comes to tracking money supply, gold is a perfect instrument. It helps investors protect against potentially excessive asset price inflation and currency debasement. Gold has long proven itself to be an excellent hedge against inflation, yet its short-term performance, given this regard, has not been impressive. While the demand for uranium is constantly increasing, the advantages of engaging with this metal outweigh the disadvantages to consider. Therefore, it's essential to understand what makes the royalty and streaming business model, specifically in the uranium mining sector, so profitable. So stick around to find out more about this mining company whose partners include some of the world's largest companies involved with uranium mining, such as Rio Tinto, Yellowcake, Marin Katusa, Cameco, and others. Welcome back to Make Money Online. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on post notifications. Given the scarcity of uranium producers in the United States, just as the Biden administration plans to build a modern, sustainable infrastructure through an equitable clean energy source such as uranium, the few companies deeply engaged in uranium mining have some massive opportunities before them. Uranium Royalty Corp is the world's only pure-play uranium royalty company and the only uranium-focused business on the Nasdaq. The company emerged as the first and only company to successfully deploy exclusively the royalty and streaming business model to the uranium sector. The Uranium Royalty Corp, or URC, is a metal mining company that utilizes strategic investments in uranium interests, including royalties, streams, debt, and equity investments in uranium companies, as well as through holdings of physical uranium to garner more exposure to uranium prices. As a sister company to the Uranium Energy Corp, the Uranium Royalty Corp enjoys the same advantages in team management, having the group's chief executive officer and president, Mr. Scott Melby, who's been at the helm of affairs since October 2019, provisions the company with over 35 years of experience in the nuclear energy industry and uranium marketing and sales, just as it supplies strategic growth objectives to the company. A team of industry specialists spearheads the Uranium Royalty Corp. The board includes decades of combined experience in the uranium and nuclear energy sectors, including specific expertise in mine finance, project identification and evaluation, mine development, and uranium sales and trading. In addition, members of the board of executives possess senior executive and advisory know-how from working with prominent companies and government agencies throughout the sector, which supplies URC with the suitable ingredient for more profound industry knowledge and expertise to identify and evaluate investment opportunities in the uranium industry. Having noticed the current all-time low uranium pricing environment, intrinsic complexities involved with uranium price valuations, in addition to the impact of such cyclicality on the availability of capital within the uranium sector, URC's strategic assets, physical uranium investment and capabilities allow it to increase its total physical uranium concentrate inventory to 1,048,068 pounds at a weighted average cost of $37.64 per pound. It was bearing in mind that the same trend that enters commodity assets into supercycles, uranium into a mega supercycle, thereby placing gold and uranium side by side as an excellent trading pair. Uranium Royalty Corp offers its investors numerous advantages over any other uranium mining firm in the world, with a market valuation of $50 million and a spot price of $47.50. As of Wednesday, October 20th, URC places itself as the first movers of pure-play uranium royalty exposure and is well positioned to take advantage of current market conditions as a provider of alternative capital to the uranium sector. Trading on the Nasdaq with the ticker UROY and trading at $5.49 and a possible price correction at $3.10 as at recording. So this moment presents itself as the best buy opportunity for this digital asset. The company's share structure has $83.2 million as shares outstanding, $23.6 million in warrants, $800,000 in options, and $107.6 million fully diluted. The company is more focused on gaining exposure to uranium prices by making strategic investments in uranium interests. Even though such energy commodities like oil, natural gas, and uranium are even more inversely correlated with dollar weakness, the metal royalty and streaming companies such as URC provide mines in exchange for future payoffs. Having such partnership agreements with mining companies like Yellowcake, a company with a supply chain of more than $1.07 billion worth of uranium over 10 years, URC can garner direct exposure to the rising uranium price while creating a new revenue stream for the company's royalty and streaming system. In addition to earning the right to participate in any future uranium royalty stream transactions by Yellowcake on a 50-50 basis. URC's royalty portfolio is quite a healthy one. It includes an affiliation with Cigar Lake Mine, licensed to produce 18 million pounds of uranium per year, and a joint venture partner to Cameco. Also in URC's royalty portfolio is the McArthur River Mine, having a shared license with Key Lake Mill to produce 25 million pounds of uranium per year. Citing an example with the case of the silver price surge, which was registered as the highest surging precious metal, given the recently concluded massive bull market, during which the price of silver rallied by 1,000% from the $5 price to $50 within a decade. With a more intense rally, uranium could move up to as high as 3,000%, just as it did in the years between 2001 to 2007, when the price of uranium surged by an excess of 3,500%. Considering that data, the Uranium Royalty Corp team has in its comprehensive agreement the propensity to purchase between $2.5 million to $10 million worth of uranium per year, starting from January 2019 through the January 2028. As a result of that, and given the likelihood of such explosive price potential for uranium in the coming years, the founders of Uranium Royalty Corp created this royalty scheme that entitles the holder to a fixed percentage of the revenues less certain expenses generated by the mines, otherwise referred to as royalties, whereas a stream entitles the holder to a portion of the physically mined precious metals in a process known as streaming. Seeing as the company's strategy acknowledges the sparsity in the valuations of uranium prices, adding to the availability of capital in different pricing environments, Uranium Royalty Corp takes advantage of its renowned business framework by making strategic investments in uranium, including royalties, streams, debt, and equity in uranium companies, as well as through potential physical uranium transactions. One critical aspect to consider is that the US government imports more than 90% of the local uranium utilized within the country. Therefore, the establishment of an independent uranium mining station by Uranium Royalty Corp, through the help of the US government, would guarantee that the country doesn't rely on foreigners. And as Uranium Royalty Corp's portfolio increases in its interests in development and advanced, permitted, and past-producing uranium projects in multiple jurisdictions, so do also the chances of that happening shortly. A clean balance sheet positions URC to pioneer that market while capitalizing on accretive uranium royalty and streaming acquisition opportunities. The company has $38 million in cash and listed securities. The benefits of uranium mining include safer and more efficient nuclear power plants, such that the kind of energy that's produced through this medium is clean with no greenhouse gases. Just as the cost of operating a nuclear power plant is relatively inexpensive compared to other options. As the cleanest form of green energy globally, and since the US government under Biden is on a bid to achieve a 100% clean energy economy and net zero emissions on or before 2050, uranium is soon going to be in high demand. With the green revolution looking to be critical for uranium, soon this nuclear fuel, mined in the form of precious metals and traded on the US stock exchange, will hit significant highs. This video was conducted by proxy of Uranium Royalty Corp while funded by Gold Standard Media LLC and affiliates. For our full disclaimer, please take a look at the video description and check out the links to the Gold Standard website and the Uranium Royalty Corp for more information.
Hollywood Carson.